All right, happy Monday, May 10th. Again, Cameron Stella, I got my formality of the recording. I'm also going to see if I can do a little bit more with you guys. Partly, blasting the time, energy, conundrum. Partly getting over that little elbow issue I had going on for so long. So I'll probably do a little bit more with you guys today. And I probably should get my act together too. Life happens. People are like, oh, you own a gym, you must work out all the time. I'm like, no. I trained 56 hours last week, so the last thing I want to do is be at the gym. Anyhow, let's get to work. Today we're going to go through some movement mechanics, blah, 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 blah. And I use the word anterior. We're going to be anterior lengthening, anterior activating per se. Again, you'll see. We're going to get after this thing. Let's get going. Happy Friday, or Monday. Perfect push-ups. What I don't want you to channel is, oh, okay, we have a push-up circuit coming our way, and although it is chest, I don't want you going, okay, it's a chest circuit. I know push-ups yield chest. Today on our perfect push-ups, if you need to sacrifice position so you can have the motion activation, that's what I'm looking for. So play around with your hands. And it's not that you just lay on the ground and come back up. It's the mobility, and everything touches. Stella and Cameron, I do mean everything touches. And then you push. Whether it's legs straight or knees bent, everything touches. And then you push. So, although we are yielding chest, it's mobility of shoulders, wrists, elbows, and even spine. We got some motion. We have 5 sets of 10 perfect push-ups coming your way, combined with 5 different 20 mobility activation. We'll have our 20 standing scissors, 20 standing runners, 20 jack-o'-langs, 20 stationary reverse lunges, and 20 stationary forward lunges. Okay? So circuit 1 is a warm-up workout circuit. Let's go. If you've already started, awesome. You got your shoulder blades, your shoulder blades, your shoulder blades, and I mean touch. Nose, mouth, chest, stomach, belly button, other things, your thighs, and you're pushing. Now you don't have to hold it that long, that's not the idea. But you're down, touching, pushing. You can totally change your hands. Maybe a little wider, maybe a little narrower, maybe staggered. But make the changes. 10 pushes, standing scissors, 20 standing scissors, round 1. You've got your posterior lengthening of your back, your hamstrings, your glutes. You're using your arms, your legs via your shoulders and hip joints. Remember, standing scissors yield a lot of motion. I would say if somebody said pick one thing to warm up with, we only get to do one thing before you get to go do the thing, I would pick standing scissors. Because they dynamically lengthen your hamstrings, your glutes, your back, and you're using your arms and your legs via your shoulders and hips. So personally, if I had one thing to do, it would be that. 20 standing scissors. You potentially won't do them again today. Round 2, you got your 10 perfect push-ups. Maybe you changed your hand width, maybe you didn't. And again, it's not about laying down on the ground, but it is about touching everything and activating. Touching everything and activating. And I know people that are really good at push-ups, and I've seen a lot of people really struggling because I'm not looking for the chest workout routine. I'm looking for so much more. I mean, it's going to help out your chest routine, but we got the shoulder mobility, elbow mobility, wrist mobility, even some spine, hip mobility. Round 2 is 20 standing runners. That's our dynamic mobility exercise. Again, a very mobile, activating kind of a circuit. Hips, knees, ankles, spine, body. On your 20 standing runners. Notice my tempo. My tempo is low. But for the most part, our pace is always high, right? Minimal rest. We've done that 9 million times or 175 recorded workouts. Our pace is actually always high. It's that the rhythm is low, the tempo is low, so it feels slow. But you're breathing and you're working. Today we have several circuits. We have this warm-up workout circuit. We have a chest pulling, ab core. We have biceps pulling with legs. We have a tricep exertion finish. We got some wall sits, some planks. We got a lot of work today. If you're already there, awesome, right? If you already know what to do, keep doing it. Third set of your push-ups. You might need to start making changes. And again, it's not about making it easier or harder. I hope you don't hear that. I'm not looking for you to make it harder, but you might have to make it easier or less invasive as you're doing mobility, 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 movement, and pushing. Shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades, activating. It's hard. It's really hard. It helps out a lot. Round 3 is your 10 perfect push-ups with your 20 Jack LaLannes. And I've said it from day one. You gotta get all the way up. You gotta get big so you can consistently and effectively go back down. And it's a dynamic, multi-joint, multi-muscle stretching exercise. But it's not just flop over, stand up. So you still need to stay engaged and focused. 20 Jack LaLannes, big, huge reps. And if you're ahead of me, that's fine. You're ahead of me because of your pace, your controlled tempo. I'm not doing everything. I'm trying to do a little bit more with you guys today. Now, on your perfect push-ups, right? I'm not looking for a billion changes, but maybe you go hands a little bit narrower. You're going to relax those elbows in a little bit more. Maybe you go hands a little bit wider. But I hope you can see it on screen, right? Everything is touching, but it's not that I'm laying on the ground and deactivating, but it certainly makes it hard on that 4th set, right? And again, I don't mind it feeling hard. I don't mind that you have to exert and it's getting harder. But if we start losing the intent and the emotion, then find a way to make it easier. I had a couple people this morning that just for being stubborn, and on set 4, their legs were still straight and they were just pushing up. No, go on your knees. It has nothing to do with doing leg straight push-ups or knees bend push-ups. Different mindset. Round 4 is your 20 total alternating stationary reverse lunges. And my challenge to everybody today is to stay super tall. I even naturally lean in a little bit, and it's more so I can observe my space. Staying super tall, not using your back leg, really loading your front, non-moving, pulling leg. Stationary reverse lunge. Try to stay super tall and breathe on your 20 total alternating stationary reverse lunges. And round 5 will be our 20 total alternating stationary forward lunges. Remember, we're trying to control the tempo. I don't mind if you don't take breaks, but you got to be mindful. There's a certain intent to this warm-up workout circuit. And of course, today's intent is anterior activation, mobility of joints. You know, people use, oh, am I cheating? No, it's not about cheating. We're just trying to not create momentum. Round 5. Again, if you've already started it, sweet. Motion, mobility, activation, breathing. I rarely make you do push-ups. And of course, today is intended to go all the way down. Practice makes perfect, and pushing with your pecs. But of course, you're going to get some anterior deltoids. You're going to be lengthening your bicep tendon. Your triceps love to help out when you push. So you are going to get more than your chest. The last part is 20 total alternating, stationary, forward, lunge. And again, I do it too. I tend to kind of lean forward and look down. It's more of just observing my space. Stay super tall. Step, load, push yourself back. Step, load, push yourself back on your stationary, forward, lunge, breathe, and focus. Tons of work still coming your way, you guys. As you finish off this warm-up workout circuit, I know it has felt slow. It's not that we're going to turn it way up, but we are going to increase the tempo a little bit. We're going to increase the feeling of rhythm and pace and power. As you finish off your circuit, get your space ready for chest flies and Russian twists. And why am I actually sharing that information? Because when you do chest flies, you can either lay on the ground, you can lay on a ball, you can lay on a bench. At the gym, we're doing seated cable flies, so we're trying to change our position. It's not mandatory because of how hard it is. But get your space ready for flies, but you might be able to stay on the same thing and do Russian twist, whether it's ground or bench. So you need all your tools. When you get there, your chest flies are going to be 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, which is similar to the numbers from last week. At the gym, we had a little different number set because of some other things that we were doing. So 20, 16, 12, 8, 4 chest flies, always 20 Russian twists, 5 sets of 20. Now, I am going to give you guys the green light to turn the dial up. I'll even use the word fitness, but please make sure you maintain load and motion. I will be talking as we're doing. You might get a little ahead of me because of what you're doing. Here we go. Circuit 2, chest flies, 20, 16, 12, 8, 4 reps. Your Russian twist, always 20. 5 sets of 20 is 100 reps. I'm going to talk about your flies. Your shoulder blades, your shoulder blades, your shoulder blades. They cause the width of the exercise. When you're laying on the ground, it's a great training tool for the width of the exercise. However, when you're laying on the ground, the surface area is very wide, right? You're laying on the ground, so it's harder to move your shoulder blades. If you're laying on a stability ball, the surface area is kind of wide, so it's a little easier compared to the ground, but you're on a stability ball. And if you're laying on a bench, the surface area is a little bit less. You'll find that moving or squeezing your shoulder blades is easier. Anyhow, chest flies, shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades. They cause the width of the exercise, and then you're pulling with your pecs. We warm up workout circuit had pushing, but of course there's a different mindset, right? Chest flies, you can lay on the ground, you can lay on a ball, you can lay on a bench, but it's all about the slow, big, wide pulling exercise. The more physical weight you have, the less wide it might be. And I hear and see that all the time. As long as you don't bend and straighten your elbows, you're doing a chest fly. Your overall weight determines how wide that is. Russian twist. You can be on the ground, you can be on a bench. You can be holding a dumbbell, a medicine ball, a kettlebell, a plate. You can hold nothing if you don't want to hold anything, but it's big, slow, rotational motion. And again, I get the question all the time, Chris, do you want my feet on the ground or off the ground? And I say, hey, Cameron and Stella, I want your feet off the ground is my preference, so that way your hands can oppose your legs and your legs can oppose your hands. You got a little core balance component. You've got displacement or deviation of load. If your feet are on the ground, that's fine. I'll use the words easier. It's easier for your upper body to rotate on your lower body when your lower body is on the ground. So, today's an education day, right? Can you tell? Don't wait for me. Green light. Go get some. Chest flies. 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. That's 5 total sets. Your Russian twist always 20. 100 total reps. We have Russian twist with a ball bounce if you have a medicine ball and you're on a bench. I don't really recommend a ball bounce if you're on the ground. I've seen jam fingers, not today, but in general I've seen jam fingers. That's not very fun. Plus the ball just comes bouncing up on you. So I make people do Russian twist ball bounce on a bench. Again, just my things. On your flies, there are so many ways to change your mindset. Again, at the gym, if you're doing this recorded, you might have a pec deck machine at your gym. At our gym today, we're doing seated cable flies. And clearly, if you're doing this recorded, you can call me or text me and ask me what I'm talking about, because you're not going to see it on here. But on the ground or a bench, you can have your feet in the air, right? You can change what you're doing with where your body is. There's a lot of ways to stimulate your mind on your chest fly. Big, slow, wide motion. We'll even see people doing other things with their flies. Today I'm not looking for other things. Again, I hope you guys are a little ahead of me on the live version. You'll hear a lot more things soon. Russian twist, always 20. Again, you might have a heavy weight, you might have a light weight, you might have no weight, you might have a kettlebell, a plate, a medicine ball. As long as you're holding something, it makes me happy. And again, when your feet are off the ground, your hands oppose your legs oppose your hands, versus feet on the ground, right? You just get a little bit more motion, you get a little more extension, a little bit of a balance coordination component. But you don't have to have your feet off the ground, it's just my preference. Again, last time you hear about all the fly changes, 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. You can lay on the ground, legs straight, knees bent, legs up. You can lay on a bench, feet on the ground, feet on the bench, feet up in the air. Laying on a ball, your feet could be wide or narrow. Again, there's cable machines. There's pec decks, more machine focused, even though there's a cable on there. Again, at the gym, we are doing a seated cable fly today for the most part. But this circuit should yield a little bit of rhythm. And here's that anterior, right, information. The chest fly is a lengthening, right, extension of my anterior muscles, mobility of shoulders, and I'm squeezing my pecs, pulling chest fly. And then a combo of the anterior ab core. And then we'll have a little thing to do in the middle. Later on, the biceps, again, there's the extension and activation of an anterior muscle. And of course, talk about joints too. And you're going to have legs. We'll talk about that when you get there. Shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades. Pulling with your pecs. Minimal hands, minimal arms. And again, it's not a contest for how wide you can be. However, it's a single joint, static motion, pulling exercise. So only one joint should have movement, and that'd be the shoulder joint. No other joints to move, so don't bend and straighten your elbows. Static, right? Single joint, single muscle. And then, of course, it's a pulling movement. You're pulling everything back to the midline or the center. And, of course, you have the Russian twist going on. Always 20 on the Russian twist. And again, you guys are probably a little bit ahead of me, but chime in if you're not. Let's pretend you're getting to that last round pretty soon. 20, 16, 12, 8, 4 chest flies. Always 20 Russian twists. I'll give you about another minute and we're going to start doing the other things. Give you guys about a minute. If you're already there, you can let me know. Time says you should not be there based on the 6 a.m. class and the 9 a.m. class, but you're probably getting close. Again, math alone, right? The Russian twist doesn't take that long, but let's just say the subtle weight changes, position changes, right? Let's just say 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes per round. Chest flies are a bigger, slower, wider motion, so round 1 and 2 was long, then 3 and 4 got quicker, and the last round was pretty short and sweet. So time says, you're probably looking at a 12, maybe 13-minute circuit. But when you get done, again, I'll give you a couple more seconds. And Cameron said, if you are not ready, cool. We're going to be doing a 3-minute wall sit challenge. So I do want to do this together. If you have your own timer, whether you're doing this recorded or not, you can always push pause and wait. We're going to do a 3-minute wall sit challenge. Now I use that word sparingly. If you can hold a 3-minute wall sit, ignore any further information. If you can't or don't think you can hold a 3-minute wall sit, you're going to need to listen. At any point in time during your wall sit, if you can't hold it, get off the wall, do 10 squats, and get back on the wall. And why am I putting a number to it? I want as much of a 3-minute to be wall sitting as possible. So if you need to do 10 squats, do your 10 squats, get back on the wall, because I don't want you to rest. It's 3 minutes of work, okay? Cameron and Ashley, if you're not there, let me know. I'm starting in about 10 seconds. We're going to do our 3-minute wall sit challenge. Find your wall. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 3 minutes. Again, during your 3 minutes, this is an isometric contraction. It's the second greatest force you put on a muscle. We can talk about the other things later on. What would I look for? 90-degree angle at your hips, knees, ankles, unless you're going to do some calves. You could always do isometric calves, non-moving contraction. You can do concentric calves if you want to. Head against the wall, back against the wall, butt against the wall, shoulders against the wall. 90-degree angle at hips, knees, ankles. You got regular feet, shoulder width apart. You got narrow wall sits. You got wide wall sits. You can totally change your feet. But at any given time, if you need to get up and pop 10 squats, pop those 10 squats and get back on the wall. This is not our first time doing this. It has been a while. You are 1 minute in. If you want the education, probably 90% of working out, 90% of training and gym tools and mindsets and Instagram posts are all pointed to concentric motion exercises, the shortening of a muscle. All concentric motion exercises have an eccentric phase. They all have an elongation phase. But for the most part, you change the load, the physical weight, the time and retention, and you do concentric exercises. Any lunge, any squat, any deadlift, any bench press, bicep curl, if you are moving, is probably a concentric exercise. Isometric contractions. Every muscle has a position, the midpoint or the halfway position, that you can do an isometric exercise, a non-moving contraction. The second greatest force you put on a muscle. 2 minutes in, 1 minute to go, and you gotta hold it for at least 10 seconds, right? That's an isometric exercise, at least 10 seconds. We're holding ours for 3 minutes. An eccentric contraction is the elongation phase, but it's the focus. An eccentric contraction is written as anything more than 3 seconds, but normally around a 3 to 5 second, and you're loading. It's a slow lengthening. So like the pull down, right? You would get help probably, right? Get it down, and then you're slowly releasing up on like a lat pull down or again our bench press. But it's a load, it's heavy, it's the most force you can put on a muscle. And for the most part, you need a spotter or there's somebody with you there so they can help you get the weight in the position or out of the position on a bench press. In 3, 2, 1, relax and breathe. Woo. We haven't done that in a while. 3-minute wall sit. Shake it off. Good work. And today's workout is pretty diverse. We have a warm-up workout circuit of the mobility perfect push-ups with all the movement exercises. It should have gotten you real warm and focused. You did chest flies and Russian twists. You were able to add a little bit of pace. The next circuit is open biceps preferred, whether you sit tall or stand tall. Now notice I didn't say wide, I didn't say open. I don't mind if you're a little bit wide, but I'm looking for an open position so you get a little more extension on the anterior muscles. And that would be your biceps, your anterior deltoid, right? We're looking for that same feeling as your chest fly. Your biceps are replacing your chest flies, 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, same numbers for the last time today. Any alternating legs, always 20. So numerically, it's the same as the other circuit. However, rhythmically, although very similar, it should be a little bit longer because of the leg piece versus that Russian twist piece. When you're ready, let's get those biceps going. Hands are open, and that will work the long head of your bicep, the inner arm muscle. If you can't do them, if it hurts your elbow or wrist, you can always do any biceps, but the intent would be open biceps. And again, I didn't say wide. Bar biceps, for example, I've been putting people on that because their hands are right in front of their hips. 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, biceps. Any alternating legs, always 20. I would love it if you maintain load, physical weight, or time under tension. But if you need a hand break, you're going to rest your hands while you do your legs. That way your tempo and your pace can be high. When you get to your legs, any alternating legs. Step ups, stiff-legged deadlifts, lateral lunges have been more common movements lately. We haven't done very many lunges. Stationary forward, stationary lateral, stationary reverse, walking forward, walking reverse. Those are all exercises where you can alternate your legs pretty easily. I have been putting people on TRXs lately on the stationary reverse lunge because they get a little more displacement on that. Again, just a different tool. You don't have to have a TRX, but you need like a rope or something to hold on to. You can't really alternate on a leg press. You can switch them up by 5s and 10s. So if you do have those tools, that's fine. It would be 10 right leg and 10 left leg. So there's your 20 total legs. And again, do you have to alternate? No, you don't have to alternate. However, rhythmically, right, to get a similar feeling to earlier, I'm choosing that. So you guys don't have to wait for me. You're going to have your biceps 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. Again, I'm hoping there's that open position. It's not that it needs to be wide. I would just love it to be open. But again, if it hurts, if you can't do it, you can do any biceps. Any alternating legs, always 20. I don't mind a little tempo, a little pace, a little bit of load, a little bit of motion, and you're working. When this circuit's done, we have a 3-minute plank challenge. Yeah, I said plank challenge. for those that are trashed in the arms, they found themselves doing more abs, and that's okay. And then we have a finisher of triceps and exertion. I promise you, you're going to get it all done. But if you do need to get done early, nothing would unbalance you. So I'm not too worried. That's crazy. What, about 2 months ago, I think it was? 2.5 months ago? My elbow, I went to do a push-up one day with you guys, and it was like, it didn't pop, but it was like, kind of had a feeling, and then I couldn't grip anything. It was the weirdest thing, and it would just pop all day, crack, pop. So I wore that sleeve for a long time, and didn't really do a whole lot. So I still feel it. Like, I know it's still there, but it's way less than what it was. Way less. But I couldn't do a bicep curl. I couldn't do a push-up. I couldn't grip really anything. It's trippy. Anyhow, keep focused. It's your workout. I'm just talking to you as you go. Biceps, 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. You're not in a hurry. At the gym, I am having people either sit with your dumbbells as they open their hands, or they stand with a bar. We don't do a lot of bar biceps, but I'm giving people that option to have that open position. Alternating legs. Again, we haven't lunged very much. We've been doing those split squats and step-ups, lateral, regular, the curtsy step-ups. We've done pistol squats. We've done so many legs lately, but today is a way to get the alternating legs back into play. Of course, the last weeks we've had quad-focused dynamic legs. We had the iso quad supersetting. We've done hamstring, glute-focused legs. Again, done plenty of work. I would say our leg workouts have been a little bit lower. If you've seen or heard them, we always do legs, but we've had a lot of upper body in the last couple weeks. All biceps, open biceps. You've got a long head bicep, the inner arm, kind of hard to activate by itself. You got your short head bicep, that one works a lot. That's the outer bicep per se. You've got a brachioradialis that runs from your shoulder to the middle of your forearm, so it does cause shoulder flexion and elbow flexion. So there's another bicep, if you will, but it's not really. But hammer curls and hammer twists, work those. So I'd say I'm trying to use the long head bicep without irritating the elbow and wrist. Or even shoulder, right? You open up the hand, you have anterior flexibility issues. Super common. Again, as you guys are working, I'm talking a little bit, I'll give you just about 2 more minutes. Maybe 3 more minutes on this circuit. Your biceps, 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. Legs are always 20, and that's going to be where we're going to be different. If you did stationary forward lunges or lower, heavier step-ups the whole time, the duration is going to be different than alternating stiff-legged deadlifts and alternating lateral lunges or higher step-ups or heavier items. So it really came down to how much weight you can use, what exercise you chose, your mobility, your strength, your mindset. recorded versions, you guys can always just pause. Again, if you're doing this at the gym, you would have other tools and resources. This workout at the gym has been very similar with the tools changed, and of course that changes the overall duration of the workout. I'm going to give you about a minute. If you are ever ready before me, we have a 3-minute plank challenge coming up. Again, Cameron and Ashley, I'm not starting it for just another minute. If you do have your own timer and want to get started, awesome. 3-minute plank challenge. But think of all the work you've done today. So your muscles, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, your chest, right? They've all been used a little bit. So they're going to be tired. Your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck. Hey, we've been moving them today. So if you need to, you can do sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, and toe touches as you work through your 3-minute plank. And I'll do the same thing I did on the wall sit. I'll give you the minute markers. But we'll have a 3-minute plank challenge coming up in just a couple seconds. When we get done, I'm talking like this for a reason, to give you a little power, a little energy. We're going to do a tricep exertion circuit to finish off the day. The numbers are relatively low. You can leave at any time, but the morning classes were done like at 52, 53, give or take. Cameron and Ashley, if you're not ready yet, let me know. We got a 3-minute plank challenge coming up. At any time, you can do 10 sit-ups, 10 reverse crunches, or 10 V-ups, but I want you to plank more during the 3 minutes than not. Here we go. Unless I hear from you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 3 minutes. During your plank, my body is fairly flat or parallel to the ground. If anything, I'd rather your butt be up a tiny bit versus your butt being lower, and that's just for the curve of your lower back, your lordosis curve. You're going to breathe. First of all, I just want you to breathe. Second of all, I want you to take it out of your elbows, take it out of your shoulders, take it out of your toes, and put it in the center of your body. And of course, I do this at the gym, right? I walk by, I'll either put a tennis ball on the small of your back, or I'll put a little tiny weight plate on your middle upper back. Because if you move, those things will then fall off. So the intent is that you're flat, parallel, symmetric, and you're facing the ground without moving very much. And of course, breathe. You are 1 minute in. Of course, when I do this thing, I'm referring to the non-moving, non-displacing, isometric zoning out, but also being mindful. It's kind of been a joke at the gym. Mindlessness. Mindlessness. So you can zone out, but also you can engage and focus too. At any time, you got V-ups, you got reverse crunches, you got sit-ups. Just do 10 and get right back on your plank. Two minutes in, 1 minute to go. Again, you're mindless, you're zoning out, you're in your happy place on the beach, Mai Tai. However, you're also mindful, symmetric, breathing, contracting those abs core. Nothing matters but you right now. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. And relax. Oh, yes. course, when you get done with these things, right, it's okay to shake it off for a second. Right, don't be in a hurry. We got plenty of work to finish off our workout with. Nothing will imbalance you. If you need to leave, say goodbye. Can you diversify your triceps coming up? Sure, you can diversify. But don't change it and confuse yourself. Change it so you can keep the burn going, increase, maintain load and motion. Your triceps, you have your rep range, 12 to 15 reps. I'll take 12, I'll take 13, I'll take 14, I'll 15. Dips, kickbacks, overhead, skull crushers, narrow push-ups, right tools, triceps. Your exertion is 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Now it sounds probably very familiar, but it's also lower and different than the last couple weeks. We've had very long exertion cardio pieces. I am looking for more stimulation. I also put the Airdyne next to our triceps so people can do always 1 minute, which is a little different, right? Triceps, 5 sets of 12 to 15. Any triceps, diversify as you wish. Exertion can be agility, mobility, plyometric, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. If you're at the gym, I got the Airdyne right next to the triceps. Always 1 minute if that is your choice as well. So you can have a little diversity on this circuit. Triceps, it's the first posterior muscle group we've formally worked on today. Again, I didn't really want to think too many things, but the mobility and activation was anterior focus today. You don't have them from last week, but we have the shoulder presses and the rows. We have the triceps and the upright rows. So that was a little bit more shoulder girdle, posterior muscle work. Anyhow, don't wait for me. Final circuit. Triceps, 12 to 15. Exertion, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Or you can always do 1 minute cardio every round if that's easier on your brain. But it's intended to be a little bit shorter and more stimulating than those longer pieces we've had lately. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, mountain climbers, ski hops. Those are all agility. Jump squats, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops. Those are all plyometrics. Standing scissors, standing runners, Jack LaLanne's. There's your mobility. Cardio pieces. Whatever you're craving, get it done. Final circuit. Nothing's going to imbalance you. When you want to be done, say goodbye. And it was dabbling so you guys can see it. Again, if you're at the gym, you got rope, triceps overhead and front, bar triceps overhead and front. You've got different bars, straight bar, V bar, curl bars. We got cables, right? There's so many things. Dips, kickbacks, TRX or bar skull crusher push-ups, right? Vertical dips, bench dips, skull crushers laying out. I mean, there's so many ways of doing triceps. You're pushing. And for the most part, a little shorter, a little sweeter, a little more burning. And of course, you can diversify as you wish. Maintain load and motion if you're going to diversify your exercises. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Exertion, agility, plyometric, mobility. At the gym or at home, you can always do the 1 minute cardios. Ooh, Scooby. We've had bigger cardio pieces lately. Split jumps, jump squats, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops, bigger, more impactful items, plyometrics. My legs are tired today. A nice good morning. Rolled in here at 4:45. I've got 4 people here at 5:15. Got another 3 that come in at 6. At 7, we had a full house at 7 a.m. Just morning starts. I've had a couple newbies coming in the last couple weeks. It's always nice. Again, focus, get it done. Triceps, 5 sets of 12 to 15. Exertion, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Rhythm, pace, power, moving, short, sweet, tempo. It was meant to be that, a little more stimulating than longer pieces. 5 rounds. When you are all done, have a wonderful day. You know my request, if you have any time, stretch, elevate, foam roll, time, energy, tools. You got a little cardio, walk on the treadmill 5 or 10 minutes, do the elliptical, row 1,000 meters, right? Doing something at the end of the workout, hydrating, nourishing, whatever you do at the end of a workout, any workout, your body will absorb the most of. So get those water molecules in your body, get your protein and complex carbohydrates and good omega-3 fatty acids. If you are tired, like my legs currently feel tired, if it's a current situation, then that's electrolytes. That helps you get hydrated, helps you stay hydrated, and it yields energy. If you're having a hard time recovering, just tired, just can't recover from my workouts, and that's the amino acids. So I would love to say protein, but amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, you might entertain getting some amino acids. Go to Costco, go to Amazon. Amino acids help you recover, so you drink them during your workout and at the end of the workout. Electrolytes, you drink them before your workout, during your workout, after your workout. When you get done, have a wonderful day. You did your mobility, push-ups, chest. You did your chest flies, pulling, biceps pulling, triceps pushing. You got your movements, your auxiliaries to get warmed up. You had your abs, core, and the Russian twist. You had your legs. You have this exertion. You had your 3-minute plank challenge, 3-minute wall sit challenge. And that all happened on a Monday at lunch.